I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I've tried 5 times to make this video about the Child Safety Act in England, where my opinions are mixed, and it's hard to get across that I think it's a good idea and it's been executed extremely poorly. I think my niece, who I've spoken to, is probably more upset and more affected by it than any of the adults that I hear complaining about stuff. I've checked out certain things on the internet myself. I haven't personally discovered any websites that I view that are blocked, but they might be blocking content in the background, according to some articles that I've seen. You know, they're just no longer showing you certain things. You're no longer just able to see certain things. And so maybe that's an issue that I haven't noticed, which is daft in it. It's just annoying. But I am upset about my niece not being able to access Wikipedia articles. That seems weird. I'm sort of sad that she's spent her whole life being given screen time by her parents. She's finally old enough and mature enough to be allowed internet access at will, and then suddenly the government has decided to step in and little baby her, when, you know what I mean, she's gone through her entire life being a very sensible young lady, and her parents have finally said, yeah, you're old enough now, you know what you're doing, just be careful. And it's not like she's on the internet. I've never once seen her on the internet. I've just talked to her about her experiences on it. She's not the kind of girl who's sat attached to a phone, is what I'm saying. Not even close. I've never seen her with a phone. I don't even know she owns one. So all that to say, I just think it's been executed completely wrong. I think it's affecting totally the wrong people. And I think it's very easy to track the IP addresses of people who are uploading criminal content. You know what I mean? Like actual criminal content, by the way, government, not just people with opinions that you don't agree with, or people who might make suggestions about illegal immigrants. When, what power have we got? Why are you putting people in prison for having an opinion? As if we've got any power to act on that opinion or any control over our opinions. You moron. It's not a call to action. It is not a call to action what that lady did on Facebook that I can't even repeat, just in case I end up with the same fate. How sad is that? I've spent all this time criticizing people for censoring the language on YouTube, saying if you want to fucking swear, just fucking swear. If you want to talk about ISIS, don't be like saying, it's like saying yes, yes in Mexican backwards. Can you remember that guy? Can you remember that video? What was his name? Captain fucking Sparkles. Don't talk about ISIS, Captain Sparkles. And I'd very much like to talk about some of the problems in my country. However, my language has to be censored when talking about these things. So weirdly, you're better learning about what's going on in my country from Americans who can watch fucking news articles about it and have their actual opinion without going to jail than you are listening to anyone from my country, because A, if we tell the truth, we'll end up in prison, and B, if we don't tell the truth, you don't get the whole picture. So it is what it is. We're actually scared to say things. How sad is that? How sad is that? It's fucking balmy, mate. It is insane. It is what it is, isn't it? So yeah, internet law. I know that his heart's in the right place. He's trying to make he's trying to be clever. His problem is, like a lot of people, is that they try to make these grand changes because they think they're going to save a generation. The name's going to go down in history. People remember them forever. Oh, that was Keir Starmer. Before him, everything was dirty and gross and disgusting. And now look at this utopia. Look at how mentally well our children are. You know, the law moves very slowly. The law moves very slowly. It can't keep up with technology. It just can't. And the reason for that is to make sure that it's as correct as it can be, as flawless as we can make it. You know what I mean? As rigidly correct. So we've got to like take our time, and it's an old-fashioned system. I'm not saying for a second that it works. It's not like a scientific type thing. It's just tradition. It's just the way it works. You know, we take our time, we go to these chambers or whatever, and they put their hand up and say, I think there should be a law about old grannies not driving trolleys on Wednesdays. And the rest of them go, well, that's a bit shitty. And then it goes through more of that process for a long time until eventually everybody comes to agree that so long as they get their corrupt thing, you get your corrupt thing, and then they make a law about it. And that's the way the law works. It's very, very slow. Now, the problem is that Keir Starmer can just step in and do random shit kind of at speed a little bit, and I don't really know. He just sort of decides because it feels good in his head, and then we've all got to deal with the consequences. Do you know what I mean? Man needs to slow down. Dear next Prime Minister, don't make massive changes. Make little changes. Make sense. Don't do stupid things. Just do little things. Just keep things ticking along, man. We're not asking you to change the world. You couldn't if you tried. Human civilization is a concept. It's not reality. We're still living in the wild. We're still subject to nature. We're just doing our best to try ignore that. Just chill out, guys.